Good morning everybody, how is it going? James here from Audio.etc. Today I have a plethora of jobs to do. Step 1, this truck. So, car number 1, we have a 1993 Nissan Datsun. Not a Datsun, a Nissan Datsun, and it's getting a stereo and speakers. I'll show you that in a second, that's step 1. Step 2 is this Ford Capri that I worked on last week. The speakers didn't arrive in time because the couriers couldn't be bothered dropping them off to us, so it's back here today to have me fit some 4x6s to the front doors, which hopefully will be a real quick and easy job, as long as I can get them to fit under the factory grills wherever they are. Where are they? Has he left them in the car? I see one, yeah, I think he has. So that's car number 2. Car number 3 is the Nissan X-Trail, which is back for its 3rd time lucky. First time round we installed the Alpine ILX-702D, got it hooked up with the steering wheel controls and everything like that. Second time round I installed a reversing camera and a multi-camera switching box, but we had issues trying to get it to work with both NTSC and PAL cameras. So it's back here for its 3rd time. Hopefully it's going to all work this time, to have an NTSC camera installed on the front and on the side of the wing mirror. So I've got my work cut out for me today, but hopefully everything goes all good and I don't end up, getting crunched for time towards the end of the day. So this Nissan, there's not much room in here for me. Clean your cars, people. Clean your cars. So here's the stereo. Doesn't seem to work. It turns on, but doesn't, it turns on, but then it doesn't turn on. So it receives accessory, but it doesn't turn on yet. So that's probably why he's replacing it. Single didn't go in there. Where are the speakers? No speakers. That is the speaker there, so I need to install speakers. I'm going to have to put some basic Pioneer speakers in this sort of area somewhere, run some wires through to the stereo. So that's my job on this. First step, get the stereo out. And once I've got the stereo out, then I have to jump off the stereo and back to the speaker side of things so I can run wires through to the stereo cavity and then wire it up to the new stereo. Let's go. 2 screws underneath, 1 screw there, but this car is missing it. 2 screws at the top, hopefully. Hold on. Unplug the cigarette lighter. Okay. I wonder if I'm going to need a fitting kit for this. 2 screws above the stereo. This is really hard with no where to put my feet. 2 screws below the stereo, quite far back, so you need a long screwdriver. Ideally a magnetized one. Unplug the aerial. Unplug the stereo. Bottom. This is the part where I try and figure out if I actually need a fitting kit for this or not. I hope I don't. Hope this just unclips. Okay, so I was able to get the brackets and trim off the stereo, fortunately. It wasn't all one piece, which means I can use this to make the new stereo look good. Otherwise it might look a wee bit manky. Anyway, yeah, obviously there's just 2 screws on each side to undo it. 2 at the bottom, which is interesting. Don't often screw stereos from underneath. And then the stereo just slid out of this plastic piece this way. So that's good. I can just use this on the new stereo. So now what I can do is start running some speaker wires. Since these ones don't obviously go anywhere. I wonder where, because the speaker wires in this harness here, I wonder where they go. Well, anyway, what I need to do is close the doors, mark where the dash lines up with them on both sides, and then take the door cards off and start looking behind and seeing where I potentially could drill a hole or put a hole for a speaker. And I haven't got any chalk. Grant had chalk, but he's taken it with him. I haven't got any, so I'm just going to use masking tape. Okay. So I got it masked off on both sides so I know whereabouts the dash lines up with the door. And I'm starting on the driver's side because we've got this pocket here which isn't on the passenger's side. So obviously I don't want to go on the passenger side and then decide to put the speaker directly below the window winder, which turns out over this side is where the pocket is. So with common sense to figure out where you start, because you want to make sure it's the same on both sides. But I can put the speaker pretty much anywhere in this location here, but I need to take the door cut off and see what's behind it. That handle. This looks like one of these trims, which, let's get this thing off there. Here's another one of these funky little clips that you don't want to lose. You can help it, you just got to stick your screwdriver down here. Oh no, it went somewhere. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. These bastards here, oh, I see why. This piece is broken. They normally stay clipped on in that sort of position there, but you can see there's a piece of it missing. So it's kind of broken. But yeah, that's what holds these things onto window winders. And these are very easy to lose. Oh, someone's getting in the way. Oh god. This is why I hate doors made of freaking cardboard. Got it, bastard little tiny clips around the whole thing. Oh god, I hate those things. Oh, I need to unscrew this. Uplift, uplift. Oh fuck, there we go. Oh, there's a hole here. That should be the best place to put the thing then. Of course, half of the pops always would prefer to stay in the door. Two, this is why you make door cards out of plastic, Nissan, if you wouldn't mind, because when you make it out of cardboard strength wood, plastic pops win. If only it was this easy every single time we had to do this. Thank you, Nissan. You have made my life so much better. Oh my god. Okay. First thing I noticed when I take the door card off, there's a hole here already. By the way, I cut the plastic out already just so you guys could see it better. But yeah, there's a hole here. And not only that, there are speaker wires. If these go to there, I'm gonna be so happy. I can just use those. And not only is there a hole there are perforations here, making it so easy for me to know where to cut a hole. That is damn awesome. Frickin' yes. I'm gonna use that. I don't think this hole here will be big enough for my speaker. It's gonna be a wee bit bigger than that. But at least now I can know whereabouts the center of this is, because that's gonna be dead center in here, I can guarantee it. Guarantee it. Let's see if these speaker wires are working. And we'll put negative at the top of the T, because I'm guessing that's gonna be negative. Oh, yep, it's working. Boom, we're live. So here's the cutout diameter for the speakers I'm doing, which by the way are the Pioneer TSG 1620F. Nice and shallow, real basic, nice and cheap. They have to be the cheap and shallow ones anyway, because there is not much depth there. The window is like right there. So I'm pretty sure we'll be alright for depth, but hopefully those fit. But as I suspected, the hole, I thought it was going to be exact size for a second there, but then I checked and it's just ever so slightly bigger than what the perforations are. So I'm going to mark this, score this out with my awl, cut it out, and see where we're at. There we go. Hey, these grills are new. That's different. I wonder if I should just put the door card back on and then drill the holes so it goes vertical. I think I might do that. It looks like it'll go through the metal. That one, that one. That one might be a bit trickier. No clunking, no scraping. Sounds all good. There we go. Cool, one done. Three, two, one. Done. Second speaker in, door's done. Better just check that it pops at the wires here. We'll see if I can make it make a noise. Yes. So that speaker install went way easier than what I thought I was going to have to deal with. Didn't have to run any wires, didn't have to spend ages trying to figure out how to mount the speaker because of the metal in behind there. There was already a hole in there and there was already perforations on the door card and there was already speaker wires run for me. So yes, that was good. Stereo next. I believe I'm doing a Pioneer MVH S305BT. Yes, one of these bad boys. Meckless, no CD player. He doesn't need a CD player, but it's got Bluetooth, USB, auxiliary, radio, everything you really need these days. Not many people need CD players in their cars, to be honest, because they got most of the music on their phone. Yeah, this shouldn't take me too long. I'm going to solder the wires for that to this hookup lead, which will just plug straight onto there. The aerial is there, and the microphone. That's the only thing I'm not going to be able to run, because like I can't get the microphone up here in these older cars because the headlining is like glued up here as opposed to being like trimmed. So I'll probably put the microphone, might pop it out of this blank or something, I'm not sure. I'll work that out as when I do it. So around the front here, there we go. Done, soldered, heat shrunk, tester taped, good to go in the car. There we go. Now my ground, because Nissans don't have grounds in their looms, I will find somewhere around here. I'll either use one of these screws back here, which is going into metal. Obviously I'll make sure that the crimp itself is against the metal and not under the screw against the plastic, because that is not how you get a ground, even though a lot of people think it is. Either that or I'll just use one of these bolt holes down here which hold the stereo in. There we go, got my ground. It's going to be hard to see, but I took that screw there out, managed to get the crimp against the metal behind the plastic and then the screw back through it. So there you go. I just show you that, guys, just because I think it's one of the biggest problems I see when people bring their cars in if something's not working right. 9 times out of 10, people just haven't got a good ground. Always get it. It's weird that we call it a ground or an earth when you're in a car, but 9 times out of 10 people haven't got a good negative, I guess, a good ground to the car. I'm just going to keep calling it ground, even though it's not ground. It's not earth, but it is earth. But it's not, but it is. There we go. That excess can all go back in there. Just the microphone now. Something interesting just found. There's no microphone in the box, and I looked in the stock room at our other boxes. No microphones in them. Read the manual, it's supposed to come with a microphone. I've done plenty of these S305s before, and they all come with microphones. This shipment that we've got all don't have them. So that's weird, we need to talk to our supplier about that. Fortunately though, I am a hoarder, and I keep spare parts like crazy. They're everywhere. So I have a box through next door of a whole bunch of second-hand and spare unused microphones, so I have found one that I believe I will be able to use, but yeah, none of them have them, and there's nothing in the manual. It should be included, so I don't know what happened there. It's like Pioneer of accidentally, I mean, we've got only 4 of them that have come without microphones, so who knows how many other ones around the country don't have them. So yeah, I'm going to use this one from my spares box next door, which fortunately I had, so that'll sort this guy out, but yeah, that's weird. Okay, time to put the stereo in. I've got it mounted to the upper section of the bracket. The bottom bracket doesn't mount to the stereo because the way it mounted to the factory one is it bolted through the bottom into it, but no aftermarket stereos have those. So this just goes in first, and that will just be the rest of the support for this plate here. So I'll put this piece in first. Got the microphone done. It's just stuck there with its adhesive. The hole that it's going through was already existing. You can see there's like holes in the corners there, probably for a blank to cover that up if the handbrake is in there. So I just put the wire through that hole and then bundled it up. It's cable tied to the aerial there. So yeah, time to put the stereo in. So yeah, bottom bracket first, screws. There we go, sweet. Now the stereo goes in. Aerial, microphone, main harness, there. Then it all goes in there. Let's just check it works. Put a high pass filter on it just to protect it, so that the speakers last a bit longer. Just like I like to just put a bit of an infrasonic one on, not like a full-on high pass one, but like just something to cut out the absolute bottom end. I suppose it's not really infrasonic. I suppose it is a high pass filter but I just don't do it as high up as like 80 or anything like that if you were doing a subwoofer. I just do it down a bit lower to cut out the bottom end that the speakers just straight up wouldn't be able to do. This is a sad song. I wonder if that trim will go on there. Make it look a bit better. Other way around, I think. Because that doesn't want to stay on. Come in. There we go. Turn off the demo because we don't need that. Yeah, cool. Let's see if we get AM. Not much. That'll be because the aerial's a wee bit broken. It is there if you go manually, but that aerial over there is like broken and just sort of sitting there. If he replaces his mast, you'll probably get better reception, but you can't get it. Go beans! Oh, yeah, see, that's what I mean. Just stay in there for now. Okay, this one is all done, finished, buttoned up, ready to go back to the customer. Fernando. On to the next one. Everyone needs a Fernando. Right, so this car is that, what year was it? This car is that 1982 Ford Capri that I have yet to finish. All I need to do is put some 4x6s in the front doors and it's done. That's all that was left to do. The only reason I didn't do it last week, as I say, was because they arrived in Christchurch on the correct day, but the couriers decided not to bring them out to us. Don't ask why. But what I did, if you're not familiar, was I just put some Rockford Fosgate P16 coaxial speakers in the boot where the existing Sony Explode ones were, and we didn't change the stereo. He was happy with his old JVC tape CD radio player thing, and but we also put an alarm in it, so that was the main reason it was here. That's not it. There's my speaker wires all ready to go. So, Rockford Fosgate Punch P1462, I think they're called, P1462. Yep, 6x4s, two-way punch series. And good, I did put the right crimps on it. So theoretically this should just go in here like that. Only thing is I got to get a grill on them. And the factory grills, which I can only find one in the back of here. I did give him both of his grills back, but he's only got one here. I don't know where the other one is. Look like this. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this behind here or not. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. That's a problem. There's no way I'm going to be able to put, even if I put this in behind here. That's the other thing. Is the window getting in the way? I think that is hitting the window, I can't tell. So if I push it all the way in and wind the window down, oh no, it doesn't hit. I think it's all good. Sweet as. So depth wise we don't have an issue, but grill wise we do. I don't know what I can do about that, because we haven't got any like random 4x6 grills. So if you guys don't remember the video, or you haven't seen it, this steel plate that you can kind of just see here, I put that in because there was just a great big rectangle hole, and the original speaker was just screwed to the cardboard door card, which I don't like. So I put in a big steel plate to make it much more strong and secure. I like bolting speakers to metal. Let's just put this in and see what we can do. Man, that steel is tough. There is no way these screws are going to wriggle free. Well, the good news is that speaker isn't going anywhere. And the window still goes down, no worries. So that's good. The only thing is, how do I cover this? And the reason I didn't put a 6 in here is because look, that comes very close. I think I found a solution. I found these Rockford Fosgate Punch series, I think they're Punch, either that or Power series grills, and they fit pretty well. I was originally going to use these prime ones, but that would have, which the screw holes do line up with these spare screw holes. But these ones, I don't know if it lines up exactly right, but it does cover the whole speaker, whereas this one sat straight on top of it and you can like see the speaker from the sides. But if I can get this to completely cover the speaker, it'll look way better. Let me just see it, screw holes line up. So that's that one. Oh, they just line up. Okay, if I put it there, that's gonna look good. Even though it's not a 6 in there, it's a 6x4. It meant I didn't have to cut the factory door card. That'll look best. Alright, that's my plan. And now because I can, I might try and find some Rockford Fosgate style hex head screws to go through those. Okay, I've drilled the holes, pre-drilled the screws into the holes just to make sure that, to like tap them into the metal sort of thing, if you know what I mean. Sometimes it's good just to do that first. That one there. Now that I've got 6s on there, I kind of wish I had a 6.5 inch woofer in there, but I decided not to do that when I was, doing the install. So you can see through there, 4x6. But if you look away, can't really tell. I think that looks good. Nice. Alright, that's one done. Now the next one. There you go. Front right one done. It's going. Sounding good. On to the next one. Okay, so hopefully the third and final car for today is this Nissan X-Trail, which is hopefully in for its third and final time here. First time round I installed a Alpine ILX-702D. The plan was to use the two existing cameras that were on the car in it, but we couldn't get them working. They would only work with the factory Japanese system that was in here. So it came back for us to install 3 cameras and a camera switching box. I installed the Alpine rear camera, that worked. We installed a front camera, one of our ones, up there, and then we also wanted to try and get this existing side mirror one going. For whatever reason we couldn't get the side mirror one going, and the front one wouldn't work We could get the image to display on the stereo. I don't have too much time to go into all of it, but basically the stereo wants 3 NTSC signals or 3 PAL signals. Since the back camera had to be NTSC, I'm following suit with the rest of them, replacing this camera that we've put in with exactly the same NTSC version, and taking out that existing factory camera from that location in the mirror and putting in one of our NTSC cameras in there. So that's what I'm doing today. Hopefully the front one won't take me too long. Literally all I have to do is take this grill off and unplug that one, plug the new one in, should be good to go. And then the wing mirror one might be a bit more difficult, but that's the plan. If you haven't seen either of those videos on this X-Trail, I highly recommend you go and watch those first, because that will make this part of today's video make much more sense. I'll stick a card up here for the 702 installation into this, and right after this I'll chuck up another one for the second video in case you haven't seen that one. But do go make sure you've watched those first before this part of this video, because otherwise it won't make sense. But basically what we've got is this Alpine ILX-702D, which we've installed. I've installed the Alpine triple camera switching box with an Alpine rear camera. So if I just go menu, camera, so you can see we've got the rear camera there, and I can switch up here to front, but we got no image. And also you can make it so that it says side here as well, but I've got that turned off. But also we have no image because there's nothing hooked up. So hopefully that makes sense. When I'm done here, there should be 3 different camera views you can select. So I'm going to do the easy one first, the front one, get that out of the way, and then start working on the wing mirror. 4. There we go. There we go. Simply unplug this part here, like that. Get our NTSC camera and plug it in. And I'll just go and check that we get an image from that. Yep, we've got an image. Yep, that's working, so all I have to do is mount this camera into this mount up here, which should be pretty easy. Here's before, after. There we go, front camera done. And this is the view we get. I know that there looks skewed, but that's because the car is parked on an angle. But as you can see, that blue line is pretty horizontal, like the horizon should be. Like it goes from here to here. So I'd say it's about right, angular wise. So that looks good. That's one camera done. Onto this one here. So I've unplugged it, and I'm just undoing these 3 nuts at the top, because I'm hoping I can just take the whole mirror assembly off the door, and then I can do my work on the bench. It'll be way easier. Feels like it's going. Yep, there we go. Got the mirror. There's you guys. So what I have to do now, first step, get the mirror off of the assembly. It comes up like this. It like unclips from this white thing back here. Something in there, there we go, 1. And then you have to push the white thing back down on an angle to allow that to come out. And this is a heated mirror with an element behind it. You can see the wires there. So I don't think I want to unplug it, if I can help it. Prefer have it over there. Okay, so now to get to the camera. Is that our van? So I need to unscrew this assembly to get it out of there. What screws do I need to take off? I have to take these out, it's so hard to know. Don't want to lose any screws, so magnetic plate. Start with the obvious ones. I think they're about to cut concrete next door, so I might just stop recording for a second, because otherwise it's going to be too loud. Okay guys, I've made a bit of progress. Sorry I didn't film just because the guy next door was making a whole lot of noise cutting concrete and stuff. But yeah, I had to like completely dismantle it, get it all loose and everything like that, just so I could get this piece out. This is like the first thing that went in, and that housed the camera, which is there. And so what I'm doing is I've got my new NTSC camera. I've worked out which way is up and marked it there with the vivid. Oops. So what I'm doing is I've got the silver bit here, which normally would be for like flush mounting it, and that is going to just sit right on in there, and those silver bits kind of center it and line it up. And what I'm going to do is hold it with just a little bit of hot glue to hold it there for the time being. And then some silicone RTV will be the thing that holds it in the end. And then after that's held, this will go on afterwards with some more RTV under it and clamp it on from behind. It doesn't screw it down tight, but it's basically going to be something to stop the glue from coming undone and letting it fall backwards. And then after that, just got to reassemble it. So I'm just warming up the hot glue gun, and I'll go from there. Okay guys, sorry about the noise, but I just wanted to film this section before I put it back together. I've got the camera mounted in, and we've got an image, whoops, showing up. So what I did was RTV'd it in place. You can see the silicone RTV down there. I mean, I got it aligned vertically first, RTV'd it in place, and then I put a series of washers on top of it, and then this clamp, and that's holding it down in place. And so if I set this flat, you can see we get a nice downward looking view there. So I think we're all good, and it looks good from the front as well. Very clean. I'm very happy. So now I just got to do the backwards order and put it all back in the mirror. Fun. Okay guys, I managed to get it all back together. You can see it's all one unit, and I managed to get the cable running through the sheath inside of this thing all the way out. It was an absolute mission. Very, very hard to get to do, especially with this fat, rigid piece of plastic point here. But I got it through. Combination of using silicone for lube and a bit of heat on the conduit just to allow it to kind of expand as I pulled it through. But it was really hard, but I got it anyway. And it's a good thing I removed the original camera wires as well. You see I actually cut the wires there, these ones here, because these were going all the way through it as well. So it's a good thing I took those out, because otherwise I would have never gotten that through. But anyway, still got an image, so that's good. I can put this back on the car now. Only thing I haven't got back together is the mirror properly snapped onto its thing there, because that's like, for some reason, it's really hard. Might be easier once I got it on the car. But everything else is back together. I'm just hoping everything about this mirror is still working. But yeah. Nut. There we go. So the question is, does everything about the mirror still work? Let's plug it in and check that everything goes. Fold in. That works. Left, up, down, left, right. Yep, that's all working. Sweet as. The only thing I can't test is the window demister, because there isn't an actual manual control for that. I assume it just turns on with the rear demister or the front demister, I'm not sure. I might just quickly, where's the rear demister on this? Yeah, I might just turn the rear demister on and leave it for 10 minutes, and I'll put my hand on it and see if it starts to feel warm, but everything else is working, so that's good. So now, I just need to, over here I've got my connection already ran. Did that when I did the other cameras install. You put some tape over those wires. Tape over those. They're just the loops that you cut to get rid of the built-in parking lines, and also flip the image to front facing as opposed to reverse mirror image. Now, this thing should just plug on to here, like that, and we'll put some tape over that. Yep, cool. Let's plug this in. Here I've got power already ran. Let's see if we get an image. That's hoping that it gets ground through the RCA. It should do. I know those cameras can be grounded by the RCA. Camera. There we go. Side view camera, look at that. And I can set up those lines to be with the wheel. Bloody brilliant. Let's have a look at what it's like with the thing fully, with the door closed. That looks really good. I'm so happy with that. Hey, sorry guys, it's gonna be hard to hear me, because they've hit the water main, and so they just have to keep working. So I've cable tied everything up and grounded it for good measure. Even though I didn't have to, I did it just, you know, for the sake of it. So this is all good to go. I can put the door card back on the door. Finally they shut up. Okay, this goes back. Oh wait, does this thing go on first? It does. That does go on first. Let's go there, like that. And then this goes like that. Oh, and the window demister is working. I've still got the rear demister on and put my hand on it. It's nice and warm now. So that's good. I know that that's working, and I believe that's everything about the mirror that there was electrically. Before I plug in the window, I have to turn the key off. Just off ignition, because, you know, otherwise I don't want anything to go wrong. Here we go. Let's put this back in here. Cool. Oh, this thing. We should put that back on. I don't know why this doesn't want to. There we go. Now it's all the way on. For some reason it was only half on when it came in. All the tools. Okay, there we go. All 3 cameras are wired up and operational.
What's for dinner?
So we go menu.
Let me see myself.
So what I've got is the side camera set up as the default camera. What that means is when you click the camera icon, that's the first one it's always going to go to, because typically if you were driving and you needed to go to a camera real quick, chances are it would be to the side camera, because you're wanting to know if you're parking too close to a curb or something like that. So you hit camera and then you've straight away got the side camera there. So, but then if you want to change camera, all you do is tap the screen. You can click front. There's the front camera. You can click rear. There's the rear camera. If it looks a bit different, it's because it's an Alpine camera rather than one of our ones. It looks quite black and white and grey really, doesn't it? Interesting. Side. Now one thing I can do is you can move the caution up and down. Probably want it at the top there. There we go. We can turn the guide on and off, but I think it will be good with the guide. So what I'll do now is I'll go through and I'll set that up. Menu, setup, system, camera, side camera, guide adjustment. Okay, here we go. And we've got it set for a right hand drive, because that's if it's a left hand drive car. So now we just need to move these points around. This could take a while because it's very slow moving. Unlike Pioneer, you have to hold it as it goes and it takes ages. There we go, got it all set up. Camera, and there are our lines set up there. So you got the one going down the side of the car. That one, that horizontal one there marks where the front of the car is. So don't go any further forward than that. Rear, lines are already set up. Front lines are pretty well set up. Looks good. And obviously at any time, if the ignition is on and the car goes into reverse, it's going to show the rear camera. You can also, while you're in reverse, then tap the screen and change cameras. So it's going to automatically trigger the rear camera as soon as you go into reverse, but you can still flick between them if you want. And now, see, if I go back to neutral and then back to reverse, it goes straight back to the rear camera. So there we go, guys. There's the front and the side. So now she is completely kitted out and ready to park her car. Hopefully she can park her car now, because she's got cameras everywhere. I did a similar thing to my car. I've got a side camera, front camera and a rear camera, but I haven't got it all going through the stereo hooked up like that. It does go through my stereo, but the front and rear camera go through, a parking sensor system first, and then it displays a different image on the screen. So yeah. Okay, well there we go, guys. That is the Nissan X-Trail project completely complete. Alpine ILX-702. I can't remember the exact model number of the switching box, but it was like the KCM, it was like the 250MC something or other. But that's the box that switches between all 3 cameras. It's an Alpine camera on the back. Here's how my camera is looking in the side there. Actually looking very, very good, if I do say so myself. It's not sticking through too far. Quite hard to focus with all that white behind it. It's looking good. There's our camera on the front. Looking good. And there is the Alpine camera at the back. OEM style mount. In the factory location. Looking good. Sweet, that is this car complete, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. It's been a lot of things. It's been at first scary, but then really easy, as it turned out. That Nissan Datsun was really easy to do the speakers. I flew through that. And then the Capri, which I thought was going to be a simple boop, done. No, it wasn't. It was a bit more difficult than that. Managed to get some grills to make it look good though, so good in the end. And then this, I knew this one was going to be difficult. I didn't think the main thing I would struggle, I knew this one was going to be difficult to begin with, so I was prepared for it. And yeah, the front one was easy, the side one was a bit harder, but it all works in the end and it's functioning well, so yeah, it's great. Thank you guys for watching today's video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Remember to check out my Facebook page and support me on Patreon if you're into that. Thank you again for watching, guys. Choose to be happy, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's video. Kite Ano.